Hey guys, what's up? This is HGhaleon coming to you with another video review. This time around of Granblue Fantasy Versus. Yeah, this game. You can already tell in the sound of my voice I don't sound exactly thrilled. I'm actually going to be one of those guys that's going to go against the majority. So, recently got my games on this game for PC. I did have it for PS4, but I bought it for PC and then I refunded it within 2 hours because I wasn't going to keep it. It's not worth it. I was particularly pissed off that Exceed, basically went, oh yeah, it's coming out to PC just a couple weeks after the PS4 release, and I thought that was really scummy. Like, they should have just announced everything up front. I wouldn't even bothered on PS4. Just bought it on PC. I would have waited the month, but nope. They didn't do that, so pretty screwed up. I think they knew that people were going to double dip. So they were like, hey, let's get everybody to buy it on PS4, then we'll say it's coming on PC later and everybody's going to buy it again. Which a lot of people did. So I feel like they made a sucker out of a lot of buyers. Not this guy. I actually took advantage of the system and got my money back. Played it for a little bit and just using that footage to make this review. So pretty much going to do my usual format. Just, just talk about the graphics, the music, the gameplay, and the fun factor. So first off is the visuals. The game is one of the prettiest fighting games I've ever seen, like hands down. Almost on the level of Guilty Gear Strive. So it's definitely one of the cleanest looking anime fighters. Animations are beautiful, lots of stuff going in the backgrounds. Exquisite attention to detail, faithful to the style of Granblue Fantasy Versus. Again, it looks like an anime. As I stated this before, our system works has always knocked the visual style out of the park. They've got this down to a science. So I have to give them credit for making the game look as beautiful as it does. It's just nice to look at. But obviously graphics are not everything, They're nice to look at, but they don't make the whole package. But yeah, I'm not doubting the graphics at all. Like I said, it's just a visual masterpiece, like how awesome it looks. Artwork portraits look cool. Like I do like the Granblue Fantasy art style. I guess that reminds me of Final Fantasy Tactics. So big fan of that. There's really not much else to say. Like I said, a lot of character expressions, like the facial expressions, all the different stuff that goes on in the background. There's just a lot going on. There's so much detail. So it's amazing just to see all that in motion and just go, damn, that's all real time. And it looks amazing. So kudos to Arc System Works on that. I'm not taking away anything regarding the visuals. They are pioneers of the anime 3D art style. Like, I believe they've just taken it to a whole nother level. We're like, hey, this is going to be the future, so. Alright, so nothing more to say about the graphics. Let's get into the sound. The music is freaking fantastic. Lots of good catchy tunes. My favorite theme is Fairy's theme. I do like that one a lot. But there is a lot of music from the series that just very, very nice melodies for each character. A lot of contrasting music scores for each I'm stumbling up. Large variety of music for each character. Each tune fits the character's theme and just their personality. It's amazing. The voice acting, I was really surprised that they actually put in more than one set of vocal tracks. Like, they actually put English and Japanese. I was not expecting that. I really thought this game would just be Japanese only, just to cut down on budget costs, like how they did with Exerd and Blaze Blue. I was going to be fine with that, but the fact that, we're going to have English voice acting, and it was kind of like low-key about it. They didn't really talk about it really heavily. So I was really shocked to hear that I was going to have English, and surprisingly the English is quite good. There's some good name voice actors in here. Particularly, my favorite is Christina V. And they got Patrick Sace, who does the wrestler dude. I forgot his name. I don't remember the characters' names too well because I didn't really play this game that much because I didn't really care for it. But we'll get into that later. But yeah, excellent voice acting cast for both Japanese and American, and the fact that you can pick either one is nice. I wish you could set it for each character. I think that would have been cool. Like, kind of like what you can do with Street Fighter V. I think that's kind of a little minor nitpick that I think you should be able to customize which characters you want to speak in which language. I think that would have been really cool.
But you gotta set it to the
yeah, but sound department is definitely pretty spot on. All the hits, everything sound really, really nice. A lot of impact. But yeah, sound and visuals are definitely high up there. So, not, again, going to take anything away from that. But I think that's where the positives start to end. Because now we're getting into the gameplay and controls. The game controls good. I mean, I'm not saying it controls bad. I mean, the buttons come out, the moves come out. Like, I never had problems with motions or nothing. But the gameplay is just so overly simple, and that's what kills me, because it's just like there's really not that much to offer here. Like, it's ultimately just a Street Fighter clone, and sorry to say, I mean, I know people try to see it as way much more than that, but it's really Street Fighter V with just a few minor adjustments. Like, basically everything is an auto combo almost, because it's 1, 2, 3, or just a move into a special move, or a move into an EX move. But yeah, all the 1, 2, 3 strings, the Gatling combos, you can actually press with any button in any combination, and you'll get an auto combo no matter what you button mash, which I think is really stupid. So basically, if you want to do jab, 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 or medium, 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 heavy, 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 or medium, medium, jab, 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 heavy, you can do that. The game will let you. It doesn't care what button you press. It's going to do the auto combo. And I'm like, okay, that's stupid. I don't like that. I mean, it's good for beginners, but for people that actually want a meaty fighting game, I feel like, oh, well, you're just simplifying the system yet again with that shit that's so prevalent and popular nowadays. Is everybody wants simplification, like, because they don't want because things are too complicated outside of just doing normal taps and shit. But yeah, I just feel like the option select is for the gameplay is just really limited. Yeah, you have rolling and sidestepping and EX moves. I mean, but even then, that doesn't really go too far. And then you have instant blocking, which I think is the most useless mechanic in this game, because all it does is gain meter, and you get meter fast enough as is. You know, it's like, I really believe it should, make you recover from block stun a little quicker, like it does in other games. Like, it's like, hey, you should reward me more for instant blocking a technique that's like plus in frames. It might be equal on frames or minus on frames, whatever. It should give you some more of an advantage, more than just, I'm going to gain like 1% more super. I think that's so dumb. It doesn't really add much to a game that gains meter so quick. And then you only have really 2 supers, one that's active anytime, and then you have the other one that's active only if your life's low. So it's like, not much variety in terms of supers. Everything's tied to a cooldown meter, which I do like the fact that, yeah, you have to use special move motions to cut your cooldown lower. But a lot of moves don't really seem to need that to do that when you can just hit one button and do the same move, like a complicated motion where it's like, just hit one button and it does the same thing. The only thing different is it may take a little longer to execute again, or you might have to, you might get less damage. Like I know with the grappler, doing a 360 with punch as opposed to just one button, it does more damage with the 360, but that's all. It's like 5% more or something like that. It's such a minor amount. I mean, yeah, it does make a big difference in a tournament aspect for when you're just playing generally. It's like, people rather just have that ability just to instant grab you without effort. So, yeah, just the gameplay is very simple. Like, there's not It's mostly footsies. I'm not into footsies. I think footsies only in a game gets kind of boring. And with the mechanics that there are in the game, it doesn't really add much. Like I said, the rolling and sidestepping, I really thought were going to do a lot more, but it didn't really do that much. Ultimately, if you just took those two mechanics out and actually instant blocking, you'd have Street Fighter V. You really would. Just actually, I think Street Fighter V has more depth than this game in a way. And I don't like Street Fighter V. I can't stand Street Fighter V. If you guys know me on the channel, I hate Street Fighter games, and this is probably one of the reasons why I don't like playing this game, because to me it's boring. Because it's the same shit. Everybody does the same combos, the same strings, the same setups. It's just, you've seen it all. Like you get through it very fast. There's not a lot of stuff to do. There's the growth in this game is very, very limited. Like everything I've done that's advanced, everybody else is already doing within the same day. I mean, honestly, within 30 minutes you can play this game and be competitive online. It's not hard. It's so easy. And that's probably why, again, it doesn't do anything for me, because I feel like I'm not learning anything worth a shit. So the game just feels bland. It's like, sadly to say, this game is just anime Street Fighter. That's the best way to describe it. It is just anime Street Fighter. If it's not an anime fighter, it is a Street Fighter game, first and foremost. That's why people like Justin Longs are basically leading the charge on this game, because it's Street Fighter. It's his familiar territory. He knows the game. So why do you think Street Fighter veterans are the ones promoting this game? Because it plays to their playstyle. So, but yeah, it's just, I'm not a Street Fighter player. I stopped liking Street Fighter years ago. I can't stand the game. I think it's boring. I like anime fighters, and this is not an anime fighter. It is a wolf in sheep's clothing. It tries to look like an anime fighter, but it is not an anime fighter. So just understand that going forward. But yeah, like I said, controls are good. It's just the gameplay is just meh. It's just very boring. I just feel like I run out of options so quick, because it's just simple options. There's not a lot you can do. So I can't really express myself at all. And that kills me, because I'm like, I use fairy, and I'm just like every other fairy. So it's just like, oh, well, that's kind of boring. I can't be like my own fairy. I have no creative expression of what I can do. So because everything I do, everybody else does. So it's like, oh, well, that's kind of lame. So again, it's boring. Like, why? I don't understand like why people. Like, I don't know. Again, this is just me being frustrated with the game, because I just feel like, I want to do more, and I just can't. And I can't stand when my creative activity is limited. So, also I hate the story mode. It is so fucking boring. I really thought the story mode was going to be the savior for this game, and then when I got my hands on it and I started seeing more of it, I was like, this story mode is fucking shit. Yeah, it looks cool. I mean, you get to see all the characters, like, do cool animations and stuff, because all in the in-game cutscenes, and it's all fully voice acted, which is nice. But ultimately, it comes down to just a shoddy-ass beat-em-up. You got AI that's dumb as bricks, not a challenge at all. It feels clunky. It just doesn't work. Like, it's one of those things of, it looked cool as an idea, but it was just, execution was really lazy. Because ultimately the formula is cutscene, you get into a small fight with a bunch of little minions that are just dumb as hell, and you just beat the shit out of them with your character. And then you get another cutscene. Then you fight a mini boss, which is just one of the characters in game is just a pretend boss. That you do Street Fighter Alpha style dramatic battle mode, 2 versus 1. Again, not very hard, because you can just sandwich the character and just infinite combo him. It's real easy. And then you get sometimes the big boss fight, which is just a giant enemy, kind of like Apocalypse in Marvel's Capcom. And that's pretty much it. That's the formula. And it's like, oh, this is all it offers? I was really hoping for something awesome like Dragon's Crown. Like, that would have been sick. But nope. We didn't get that. We got some like bootleg. It was bringing me back memories of a game that was bringing me back memories of that I can't stand. The Willow Witch Academia games, and that game was trash. Like that beat 'em up mode was trash. That was like baby's first beat 'em up, like just terrible. So wouldn't recommend the beat 'em up mode at all for this game. It's boring. It gets repetitive quick because all you're doing is collecting weapons and armors to upgrade your character, just to do more damage, and then you just rinse repeat the same thing over and over and over and over. It never changes, so it's such a wasted potential. It could have been so much more. That's why I don't see anybody playing it, because obviously that's a sign when nobody's playing the story mode, because it's not good. So I really wish they didn't even have it. I wish it was just a normal story mode like Guilty Gear Xrd, which is, I think, the right way to do a story mode. Just a nice, awesome video. You sit down and have a popcorn movie. It's like it's an anime. I think Guilty Gear Xrd did it the best. I don't want to play. I just want to watch. Like, I can play the game when I want to play the game. You don't need to put some crappy ass beat 'em up mode that nobody wants and try to make it something more than what it needs to be. So. And then there's other problems with it. Fucking netcode is absolute trash in this game. I was having so many bad matchups online and averaging from like 4 to 6 frames. Sometimes it would just jump up to 19 frames for no fucking reason. It would hiccup sometimes, and then I think the best case scenario was like 4 frames. That was my best case scenario, which is like it's all right. 4 frames is playable, I guess, to a degree. But even then, like when you're trying to do precision hits and stuff, and you can't because of the lag, you just don't want to play. So it doesn't feel any different than the PS4 version. I'm sorry to say, it doesn't even honestly look any different than the PS4 version. Like, I know there's graphical settings for this version, but it doesn't look any different. It looks the same, even on highest settings. I'm like, it doesn't look any better. It looks exactly the same as the PS4 version. So it's like, I guess it's just, if you have a low-end PC, I guess you can lower the settings. But yeah, other than that, yeah, the game just, it's whatever. I know the fighting game is the star, but it's not much of a star. And then we get into the fun factor and the replayability. What can I say? It's Street Fighter. It's just, that's what getting into. It's like you're going to be playing a lot of characters, simplified system. It's not even a lot of characters, man. 11 characters for fucking launch was terrible. Like, I hate the fact that they did that, announcing 2 season passes right before the game even come out. And I'm like, that's a dick-ass move. It should have had those other 10 characters in the game at launch. It should have been $60 with 21 characters or whatever. And I would have been like, okay, that's not bad. I would have been more forgiving. But the fact that they charge you $60 plus another, $30 for each character pass, I'm like, yeah, you can go suck a dick. Like, seriously, that's messed up on, I'm sorry, not XC Games, so it's not them. It's freaking, well, they're the publishers, technically they're the ones doing it, but, the actual company that makes Granblue Fantasy Versus, I forgot the name of it already. It tells you how much I don't care, because I don't remember the name. So, but yeah, I don't agree with their business practice of what they did. I just think it's just clickbait shit, just to get you to buy. Oh yeah, let's have to pay twice on the game just to have a full roster. So messed up in my opinion. But yeah, I can't really say anything else positive about this game. It's boring. I get bored quick of it. I can play it for like 30 minutes and I'm already done with it. It's just not fun. And the only reason everybody's jumping on this bandwagon because all the Street Fighter players are playing it, and it's Street Fighter. It's obligation fighter. As my friend put it in my chat, he said, obligation fighter. I'm like, amen to that. That's like the truth, because people buy shit because it's obligation to buy it, because either 1, everybody else is buying it, or 2, because it's so-and-so name brand. And since it's Granblue Fantasy, which is freaking very popular in Japan, so you already know it's going to sell millions of copies. And the fact that it plays like Street Fighter is going to appeal to a lot of US players. So, fortunately, I'm not one of those players, so I can't really recommend this game. Now, as far as the score, I'm going to be honest, I give it a 7. Like, that's all this game's getting. That's me being nice, because I would give this game so much less if I could. But, you know, I have to give credit where credit's due in certain aspects, but 7 is the most this game's getting, and that's lower than everybody else has rated it. Everybody else is giving this game 8s, 9s, and 10s, which is like, yeah, that's a total fucking lie. So, I am done with this game. I am never going to play it again. I hope I never see it again. I know the majority of people play it, but honestly, what else is out, though? There's nothing else coming out except Uniclear on PC, which was kind of surprising. At least it's a free update, so I can't get mad at that. But yeah, people just jump on the bandwagon just because. So there are better games out there. I'm still waiting on Guilty Gear Strive. I think it'll be way better than this game. This game just doesn't have much to offer. It's just a boring ass Street Fighter game. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Go ahead and follow my channel on Twitch and YouTube. So if you guys want to see more video reviews, I will be doing them. My next review will probably be of Ori and the Blind Forest. I'm sorry, Ori and the Blind Forest. Ori and the Will of the Wisp, which is a fucking fantastic game. Possibly also I might be doing Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth, but I don't think it's fair because it's early access. I'm going to wait till the whole game's finished and give my review then. So I think that'll be a lot better than just giving a review on a one-stage completed game. So it's not really fair because it's probably going to get better. But so far, what I played of Record of Lodoss is fantastic. Like, we got some great games coming up this year. So March and April are looking fantastic. So, anyways, guys, you have a good one. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.